Hey guys, I'm back. I didn't go AWOL. I appreciate all the messages checking in to see where I was at. I took a little bit of time off. As all you guys know, the work-life balance is hard sometimes. Being a present boss, giving customers consistent quality while fumbling through and learning how to run a business and still being a good husband and father is really rough sometimes. And sometimes you have to back burner stuff that you really love to do, like this podcast. And with that being said, if you guys caught my quick little intro asking that I want to hear from you guys, I want to clarify something. I've been pretty selective about who I choose to have on here for reasons. I want to have people who are relatable and who have been there and in the trenches. I want to talk to people who have something to teach or something to learn. I started this podcast because I wanted to meet and learn from other people in the industry. I regularly get emails from you guys, and I'm honored that you even care about my opinion. I'm positive there are way more qualified people out there to help me answer these most asked questions. So instead of doing the same format as I always do, I kind of want to table a few questions and have a mini series with short episodes for the next couple months to answer some of those questions that everybody has been asking. So yes, I do want to hear from you guys. I'm going to put a list of questions out on our Instagram page, such as what did you learn the hard way? What was your biggest pain point? What do you wish you knew before you started? And things like that. If you've got answers to some of these questions, I want to hear from you. We can make these short, we can make these 15 minutes, we can make these 30 minutes, we can make these an hour if you want. It's up to you guys and what you feel you can add value to. So, by the time you hear this, I want to have these questions posted. If you want to hop on a call with me, give me an email, kevin@jmwfabrication.com. We'll set up a time and we'll see what we can do. I want to start putting these out as they come. So we're going to get back into things pretty quick. So if you've got something, reach out to me, kevin@jmwfabrication.com. And until next time, get out there, get it done, and get it invoiced. Hey guys, welcome to the Welding Business Owners Podcast, where our podcasts are late, but our bids are on time. I'm your host, Kevin, with JMW Fabrication. Today marks episode number 5 with the one and only Dillon from Yeti Welding and Fab. If you haven't followed him yet, you're probably not going to, but if you do want to, head on over to Instagram, find them at, go figure, Yeti Welding. It's actually Yeti_Welding, but who's counting? You'll find them. You can find me at JMW Fabrication and my team. You can find the podcast at Welding Business Owners Podcast. And be sure to head on over to fabricatorolympics.com to get your tickets and get all your information. We'll see you September 28th.
We live in a day and age where you can have people on the other side of the world work during the night because they're awake while you're asleep and have data processed. So we've sent our data to a couple of people that we've met online over in Pakistan somewhere, and they simply just processed our data from point cloud. They didn't even make full shop drawings for us, but they made everything a solid model that you could import into Shaper 3D, and then Dillon could draw off of it, or Kevin could draw off of it. You might not even need all of the fancy software to process the actual data because there's people willing to take your data and process it for you into a model, and then you can just model off of that. We don't even have time right now to process our own data, even though we have it in-house. And so we've sent it out, and they've sent us models, and it's way easier and faster. You know, point cloud data to learn how to use this is a little bit creative and takes a little bit of more learning. It's different, but you know, there's a lot of possibilities and options. As soon as I bought one, I had those aha moments for how can we utilize this thing effectively and squeeze the juice out of everything. I've done it for a couple of other shops, competing shops that I compete against locally, that I'm always losing to because I have more money than them. And I've sent it out. I've sent it out to scan their projects that I lost the bid on, but they know that they need something like this to be accurate. And I've been able to grab a little bit of coin from, the project that I lost from them because I'm scanning it for them and they know that it's good. Inevitably, they're going to buy their own, but until they do, so you can
Yeah.
send it, you can utilize it for somebody else. Because how often is the other shop going to call you, Kevin, and say, Kevin, can you come and measure this porch handrail for Janet? We need you to measure it for us. Like, you're not going to get that call.
Yeah.
But if it's a little bit more complex, they'll say, hey, man, can you tell us about your scanner thing? And then just open door.
Have you experimented with sending out and doing shop drawings abroad?
Yes. You just got to be really careful. The individuals that are abroad are very sharp. They're really good at what they do, but their industry experience is almost minimal. So there's a lot of people abroad that are doing shop drawings with large firms, but they don't have a lot of industry experience. And so sometimes you'll get something from them that works on paper and works even in a CAD profile, but doesn't bolt together because you can't even get a wrench in that area. Or the stairs look really great on the CAD program and they look good like the layout is, but they conflict with each other once everything comes together. So there's ways that you can hide stuff, and I shouldn't say hide, but there's ways that you can make mistakes that I see more common when I do send stuff out abroad. But we've just made sure that we have the ability to do an audit or a scrub on what they send us back. So when we've sent stuff out abroad, we've just made sure that they've given us their 3D models, and not just their reports or the shop drawings, but also the 3D models, and then having the ability on our side to actually open those and view them and take a look at them has made a game changer in sending stuff abroad, because we can look at them and scrub them and say, hey, we don't like this or this or this, and change some stuff up about them and then go from there. But it's worked out really well on sending stuff out abroad.
I might have to get your contact information for them, because that's on my short to-do list, is to find places to send it out to. And I've been talking to a guy who's familiar, but he lives in New York City and he's charging New York City rates, which is great because I have dabbled with it a little bit and I've had pretty frustrating results because they just don't understand American stair code or railing code. And you can explain it out to them like, yeah, no more than 4 inches here, this and that. But then there's so much to it that, like, I don't know, maybe it was just the guys I used. I found them on Upwork, but the turnaround time, it's 24 hours for every revision, and you have to hold their hands through it. And they weren't that big a job, so it was just, there was more frustration than it was worth.
Yeah.
For me at the time. And I kind of threw my hands up in the air, and I was like, you know what, we're just going to learn how to do it in the shop. Because I can sit down and we can go over the job. I can talk to him, Dillon, in English, and not have to worry about any translations. He gets the stair code. He knows what I want to do. And it's worked out better for us that way. But to be able to grow exponentially without having to take on full-time team members and to take on the size of jobs that we want, it's just, it's something that I have to explore on sending, on outsourcing, or finding a different avenue.
Yeah. When it comes to stairs, I'm very critical, because stairs are my game. Stairs are what I love to draw. Stairs are what I love to build. Stairs are what I love to install. So when I send out stairs, you're 100% guaranteed that I'm going to look at it and I'm going to review those stairs and pick them apart. Well, if it's like structural beams and stuff, I might just kind of rock through it and just let them slide without doing a scrub or an audit. But there was one job particularly that, when it came to the stairs, that there was things, just like you said, was just different. And I have a hard time letting people do stairs for me. I've got I sent out a model. I got 9 staircases and 3 stairwells that I need to do, and they've been on the back burner. So we got 27 or 30 flights or something to build, and the shop's like been asking me. They're like, "Where's the shop drawings? We need those. We need to get going on the Bear Lake stairs." And I'm like, I know. And they're like, just have Ahmed do them. And I'm like, no, I'm doing them. I'm doing them. They're like, well, we need them. They're like, let somebody else do them. I'm like, no, I'm doing the stairs because I really love to draw stairs. And I don't know why. It's a geek thing of mine. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard when it comes down to detailing and shop drawings and those kinds of things. It's just hard, you know. And the softwares are expensive, and it's tedious to learn. And guys who know software are not cheap, and it starts to price. It gets to start to price. So when we put a bid together, we always put in money for our shop drawings and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's an interesting avenue to go down.
Cool, man. Well, dude, I've really enjoyed our talk. I know it's been a while that we've been trying to link up and do this, and I appreciate you giving me so much of your time on a Friday to link up with you and do this, man. I've learned a lot. I've really enjoyed picking your brain because I feel like, you know, I feel like you're like one step ahead of us, and it's just like I just wanted to get you on the horn and just talk about everything that I've got questions on. So I thank you for that, man.
Yeah, no problem. One of my favorite sayings is from Eric Thomas. Eric Thomas says he doesn't want to be number one, but he wants to be chasing the guy who's number one. And I don't feel like I'm number one, but maybe you feel like I'm number one. The next, maybe one step above, right? And I think there's something powerful in that. Because when you feel like, when you say I'm the one, we're number one, we're the top, you're not. There's always somebody bigger. And going to FabTech really helped us understand that too. When we went to FabTech last year for the first time, we looked around and said, we are small fish in a huge pond, but who is number one around here? We want to be like that guy. We want to chase like that guy. And, we flew from Utah with some really heavy-hitting individuals in the welding industry, and I had the ability and conversation to talk with some really heavy hitters who flew from Salt Lake, and it really changed my mentality. So, I'm just grateful we were able to make something work to get us on a podcast together because, as business owners, we don't always have all the time.
Yeah. Are you going out to FabTech this year?
Yeah, we are. And so that's one goal. I guess I need to write my goals down because if you don't write them down, Kevin, it's not a goal, right? But one of our goals in the shop was...
Dream.
One of our goals in the shop was to take all of the individuals to FabTech. So when we penciled it out, it was going to cost us about $36,000 to take 11 individuals to FabTech and do what we want to do. So, that's actually on our Tuesday training meeting agenda on Tuesday is to talk about if we're going to FabTech, we need commitments from guys now so we can get flights booked. And then we need commitments to take from profit sharing to go towards FabTech. So, because I'm just not going to coin out $36,000 and have those guys go, but we're going to make the money somewhere along the lines and make the dollars and cents work. So we're going to start taking from some projects in different creative ways, but we are planning on going. I know I'm planning on going myself. I've got a bunch of other conferences. I got FabTech in October. Right, we have Dimensions Conference in Las Vegas that talks about lidar scanning software. Dimensions also works on helping for total stations and staking projects out. That's in November in Las Vegas. That one's a quick easy trip for us because we're only 5 hours away from Vegas, so I can fly down there pretty cheap, or I can drive down there for really quick, but. We are planning on FabTech this year, and we're hoping to have a big Yeti Welding presence there.
Hey, man, we rented an 10-bedroom house. And if you need some spots to stay, it sleeps something like 26 freaking people.
Whoa!
And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. My wife, she makes the plans, and, she kind of goes all out. So I'm bringing two of my guys, plus me from here. So hit me up if you need a place to stay, because we might be able to work something out.
Yeah, you'll have to text me where you guys are staying. We'll see if we can ping you around. My guys found a house on a lake, and they want to rent a boat right on the lake.
Oh, heck yeah.
They want to spend some money, Kevin. They want to have a good time out there.
This is why it's $36,000.
This is why it's $36,000. Yes, correct. Correct. But I mean, not only like they're going to get paid to be out there, you know. So I'm not just going to make them take off a week of work and not get paid for it. So
yeah,
because when I go out there, I'm going to pay them for it, but because I'm going to be requesting them to sign up for seminars and to be proactive and to actually go out there and take something from it that we can use to better ourselves. And so I'm having them, you know, I'm getting paying them to be there. And so part of the $36,000 is for payroll expense. Last year was just a Hail Mary. We're like, let's go to FabTech. And then we just last minute bought the last tickets on the plane and went.
Hey man, if you're not busy in September, you can come out to the Fabricator Olympics and we can talk about bringing it out to the West Coast. September 28th.
Let me put that in my calendar just so it'll start pinging me a couple weeks before. September 28th?
Yep, September 28th. We did that strategically because it's right around, because like there's so many conventions in the fall, and it's like right between like it doesn't interfere with CanWeld, it doesn't interfere with FabTech, and it's just kind of like the sweet spot right there. It's going to be an annual thing, so it might fall before or after FabTech, but it's going to be right around that time every year, or at least the one that we do out here. And then if we get on the traveling band, it'll be all around.
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah, I'll definitely see if we can make it. I think I can make it. And where
Awesome.
You're in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we're like an hour north of Philly. So you fly into either Philly Airport, or if you want to get even closer, you can fly into Lehigh Valley Airport. And there's like the hotel. Like we're blocking out booking out like a block of hotels because a lot of people fly in. Like last year, we had a bunch of people who came from all over the place flying in. So we're going to get a block of hotels for, you know, probably like 10 or 15 hotel rooms. And that's right by the airport. And there's all stuff to do right there. And the event's probably, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes away from there. So it's going to be a really good time.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to come out.
Awesome, man.
Welcome. Looks just like my boys, my wife and my kids just showed up, so it looks like we're gonna get a little bit of work
perfect
done.
timing.
Here in the shop, we'll broom some stuff. They'll ask for their money for the weekend because they worked. They think they can sweep the shop and only make $20 for 5 minutes of sweeping. So we'll go out there and see how much money they want to earn today, and then. But I better get out there. I appreciate you having me out on the podcast. Truly, I look up to you. I've been watching a lot of the stuff that you've been doing, and I've been stealing your ideas left and right. So when you look at the lens of Yeti Welding and you think, man, they're just one step ahead of us, I don't think we really are. I think I just got the idea from you. I just formulated it faster after you showed me.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I'll catch you on the flip side, Kevin.
Sounds good, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Well, that's it for episode number 5 with Dillon from Yeti Welding and Fab. As usual, you can check us out on the socials, mostly over on Instagram, Yeti Welding. You can find the podcast, Welding Business Owners Podcast. You can find me and my team, JMW Fabrication. Until next time, get out there, get it done, and get it invoiced.